Hey everybody, Nathan Nile here, and if you don't know this because you just stumbled on this video accidentally, I am reviewing the entire Land Before Time video series. So it'll all be on the playlist, so go check that out if you want to. This video is talking about Land Before Time number 8, The Big Freeze. And this one has a really great story that I really empathized with. And it's basically what happens is like Spike and Ducky. Because if you don't know the series, when they get to the Great Valley, Spike, he doesn't know who his parents are. So Ducky, her family takes him in. But right now they're having a lot of trouble. They're fighting, and they're having their little issues. And then suddenly, a herd of Spike Tails comes into the Great Valley, and so now Spike is hanging out with them, and they're kind of adopting him into their family. And then when they leave, Spike goes with them, and then Ducky follows him out because she misses him, and then the others follow Ducky out to keep her safe. And so yeah, it's a great little story. It's got multiple different storylines here because it's also got this older dinosaur who's a teacher of sorts to them, and he's trying to tell them about the ways of the world. And he gets mad at Littlefoot because Littlefoot just won't shut up and let him teach. He's always asking, "But why? But how do you know? But." And so, for spoiler alert, we find out that the reason behind that is because he's never actually been anywhere or done anything. He was born and raised in the Great Valley, and he heard so many other great stories, and he just kept relaying them. And then somewhere along the way, people started to think that they were his stories, and now he's known as the guy who's been everywhere, done everything. And so that's a key story in here because it's about how everyone wants to feel like they're important, like they've got a place in the world. Everyone has points where they want to feel like they're respected. They want to feel like they're liked. They want to feel like they're an important piece of the puzzle that is life. And I think a lot of people do have those feelings and emotions. The biggest part of this is just that it talks about the issue of family, which, if I can get a little real here, it's a very real issue for me because it's something I struggled with as a youngster because, I'm not close to my relatives. I suffered from a lot of abuse, physical and emotional, and a lot of my relatives either beat or neglected me. And so for me, the issue of family is because I see it all the time, TV shows and movies, they're always telling you like, oh, blood is more important than anything. But like at the same time, if a little girl, like an 8-year-old girl comes into the hospital, and she's covered in blood because dad came home and raped her, and then when mom tried to stop him, he killed her. They're not going to say, "Oh, that's too bad, sweetie, but, he's your dad, you have to love him." No! And so, for me, the meaning of family is an issue that I've had trouble with, and this is one of the things that helped me solve it because, this story tells you that family isn't necessarily the people who look like you, the people you have things in common with. This is a story about how family is the people you share the greatest bond with, the people you have the greatest love for. And so that's the reason why this movie sticks in my heart. Because even though it's not necessarily my favorite one to watch, it doesn't necessarily have a lot of great music. It's got that one specific song, which is called Family, and it's a beautiful song about just how, the most important part of being a family is just that you honestly love and care deeply for each other. And so that's what makes this a great story. And, it's just, that it's one that's worth sitting through. I feel like this one I would put at right at number 3 behind the original. And I put it so high because, a lot of this, when you review something, you take your own bias into account. A lot of people may not enjoy this as much as I do, but for me, as someone who was struggling with these issues as a youngster, this movie really touched my heart, and it was something very freeing for me to know that, I don't have to call these people my family because that's not what they are. They're just relatives. And so this was a movie that, for me, it helped guide me through a difficult time in my life, and it helped make me come through a realization that very much helped liberate me from a lot of pain. And so, yeah, that's why this movie holds a place in my heart.